Good morning, and welcome to Motivation, Meditation, and Coffee with Kat. I, of course, am your humble host, Kat, and you would think by now, after me doing this stream for several months now, I would have my shit together in the morning before I started the stream. I don't. There's always something I have forgotten to click, or there's always something that I have forgotten to check, but that's okay. Welcome to a Monday Part 2, as I like to call it. Other people in the real world call it Tuesday, but I call it Monday Part 2. I hope that your day so far is going well, and I want to thank you for joining me this morning. I want to thank you for actively choosing to hang out with me, opposed to listening to the news, the negativity, and all of that stuff that's out there, all of the crappy breakfast shows. Thank you for choosing to spend your morning with me. So, with that being said, yesterday, I alluded to experiencing our timeline a little bit. I alluded to thinking about something that you were looking forward to this week. And we were going to be experiencing our timeline, and we were going to be looking at limiting decisions that maybe might be holding you back. And so right now, what I would like to do is reflect. Yes, we're going to do some morning reflection. I know it's early, I know that's crappy. But I want you to take a few minutes and really think. And if you need to walk through this with me, that's okay. I will walk you through this. If money wasn't an issue, if money wasn't a factor, if money didn't exist, what would you want to do? What would you do with your life if money wasn't a factor? And so you can think about that. You can close your eyes if you like. And put yourself in 4-4 breathing. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. In. Hold. Out. Hold. if money wasn't a factor, if money didn't exist, if money was not an issue, what would you do with your life? What would you do? What would bring you joy? What would bring you happiness? And just think about that. Money is not a factor. What would you do? What would bring you absolute joy, fulfillment, and the feeling of living your life's purpose? What would that be? And now with that, again, money isn't a factor. Remove that from your psyche. Money is not a factor. Money is not an obstacle. Money is not a driving force in this thought. What is preventing you from doing that now? Again, if you keep saying money, nope, that's not the answer. What is preventing you from doing it? What is preventing you from living your life's purpose? What is holding you back? And I just want you to think about that for a moment. And if you keep cycling back to, oh, I don't have the money to do it, no, that's not the answer. Remove money from the situation, remove finances from the situation. What is preventing you from doing the thing? The answer that you're coming up with is called a limiting decision. It's a limiting belief. And that belief has been instilled into your unconscious from years ago. Our unconscious is mapped between the ages of 0, as soon as we are born, and 7 years old. At some point between 0 and 7, somebody told you, you're not good enough. You'll never be able to do that. That's a bad idea. And that stuck with you. Even if you didn't realize how much it stuck with you, our unconscious remembers everything that is said. And so, if your 7-year-old daughter, son, niece, nephew, friend's kid, if a 7-year-old came up to you and said, I want to be a world-famous artist, what would you tell them? And I don't mean like, oh, well, the socially acceptable answer is, you can be anything you want to be. No. Honestly, in your heart, if a child came up to you and said, I want to be a world-famous artist. I want to be a professional online streamer. I want to have my own jewelry business. I want to be a professional dungeon master that plays role-playing games all day. I want people to pay me to run D&D therapy sessions. I want to be a fireman. I want to be a police officer. I want to be a princess. If they came to you and they said, I want to be, what would you tell them? You would probably tell them, kiddo, you can be anything you want to be as long as you put your heart into it. You can be anything you want to be as long as you believe in yourself. You can be anything you want to be as long as that is what your life's purpose is. You can do anything you want to do that you put your mind to. So now, why are you telling yourself, your adult self, that you can't do it? Why are you telling yourself that you're not good enough? Why are you telling yourself that you'll never be able to do whatever brings you happiness? Your unconscious is a 7-year-old. Your unconscious was mapped when you were 7. What has changed in your life since you were 7? Everything. The world has changed. You have changed. Your circle of influence has changed. Your family has changed. You still have your family of origin. But now your family might consist of your husband, lover, friend, spouse, and children and pets. It might consist of your best friends. Your family is more than it was when you were 7. And yet, you're still holding on to the same beliefs that you were told when you were 7. Why? If you were to go back in time, if you were to go back in your timeline, and you were to see yourself as a 7-year-old, and you were so full of pride and joy and happiness, and someone said, "Sup, kiddos? I've decided that when I grow up, I'm going to be an archaeologist." Okay. Good luck with that. That's a whole lot of schooling. That's a whole lot of money. They don't make a lot of money. They don't do a lot of this. Sure. Why don't you do something that's more practical? Somebody crushed your dream. And while you maybe didn't take it to heart at the time, it's been sitting with you this whole time. So, if money wasn't a factor, if financials wasn't a factor, it doesn't exist, what would you do? What brings you joy? What brings you happiness? What is your life's purpose? And if you need to trigger your heart chakra, if you need to find that universal truth, go for it. Feel free to close your eyes and think about it. What is my life's purpose? What do I find joy in? What brings me satisfaction? Why am I not doing it? What is holding me back? And if it's because you say, I'm not good enough, we're going to fix that. We are going to get rid of that limiting belief by the end of the week. So while it might be painful, while it might be awkward, hold on to that. Because again, awareness is more important. Awareness is the first step. So, how do we get rid of that? First, we need to discover our timeline. And I am doing this in blocks. Because normally I do this in a very intensive 2-hour session. But that 2-hour session, it does bubble up emotions, and it bubbles up things that we need to unpack and we need to put to bed before we go our separate ways. There's no way we're going to be able to do that, and I don't want to send you to work or to school or to wherever you are headed off today with all of these unresolved feelings. Because A, that's rude. B, that's talk therapy. That's where I spend all my time talking. And you have all of these things bubble up and then I leave. Bye. That keeps you coming back. What I'm going to do is over the next week, or the next 4 days if you will, I am going to be doing this in little increments so that we can open the window. We can look at things. We can see how things roll. And then we can close the window. We're going to actively be using our window of tolerance. Some of you might have heard that before. Our window of tolerance is exactly that. It's a window. Sometimes it's wide open. Sometimes it's open a crack. Sometimes it is locked down and shuttered. We were going to be using our window of tolerance this week. So I would like to invite you now to get comfortable. Milk tea juice. And I invite you to close your eyes. And when I ask questions like, is it all right for your unconscious, if you ever feel a pain, a pinch, or or you don't feel comfortable, never feel that you have to carry on with the exercise. You can, if something doesn't feel right, you can just listen. You can just observe. You can just be aware. So, I invite you now to close your eyes. Just take a few calming breaths. Is it alright for your unconscious mind, for you to discover your internal timeline today, and for you to be aware of the location consciously? Is there any part of you that wants to resist this simple process? Keeping your eyes closed and just bringing awareness to your breath. Allow your unconscious mind to tell you, since it knows, where your past comes from. Simply think of a pleasant event from your past, a very pleasant event, whether it was a week, a month, or a year ago, or even decades ago, and giving gratitude to your unconscious. Point in that direction now. Good. Now, think of a pleasant event that you are anticipating happening in the near or distant future, and giving gratitude to your unconscious, point in that direction. Now. We're going to take a little journey on your timeline, just so you can see how pleasant your timeline and this experience can be. Gently breathe in and out, slowly, and allow yourself to totally feel relaxed as you sit comfortably. Bring to mind the directions you pointed to and the pleasant events in the past and the future that you identified. Now, imagine you are floating gently and safely upwards above now, floating way up high into the quantum space above your timeline. Notice the higher you go, the better you feel. Imagine floating higher and higher, way up high in the sky. You can imagine floating up into space, into the cosmos, into the quantum. Just imagine and make it up as you go. Imagine it. So your timeline is far away and very small below you. You may imagine this visually and picture what you're seeing. You may do this with sound and imagine hearing your way above your timeline. You may imagine how it feels kinesthetically to float your way up through the process. Know that no matter how you experience yourself doing this process, it is just fine and perfect for you. Now, staying way up high, simply drift back into your past until you are above the pleasant experience you recall from your past, and just hover there for a few moments. Good. Now, staying way up high, float back the way you came. Go beyond now and float into your future until you are above a pleasant experience you anticipate in the future, and just hover there for a few moments and notice how lovely it feels to be in this space. Now, float back over your timeline until you're directly above now. And when you're above now, gently float back down into now, into the room, into your body. And when you're back, open your eyes. How cool is that, huh? I am always amazed at how people experience their timeline. I am always amazed at how just a simple guided meditation can take you on a journey through your unconscious that you never knew existed. There is a part that when you feel uncomfortable, when you are not okay with your unconscious discovering your timeline, there might be something blocking it. There might be something that you don't want to see. And I'm not saying that needs to be resolved, but it's something that I just want to bring awareness to. Not everything your unconscious is willing to share. Sometimes the simple process of just discovering a timeline, your unconscious can say, because if you discover your timeline, you're going to discover something that happened when you were a kid, and you do not want to deal with that. And that's okay. Your unconscious is simply trying to protect you. Your unconscious is simply trying to protect you and prevent you from reliving something that you have locked away. And that's okay. What's not okay, here's a hot take, what's not okay is to keep listening to that little voice in your head that says you're not good enough. If that little voice in your head was your best friend, would you hang out with that person? Would you actively choose to spend time with a voice in your head? I'll bet dollars to donuts you just said no. I am willing to bet dollars to donuts you said, ugh, nope. Because the voice in our head is our biggest enemy. But now that we have experienced a timeline, and now that we know that our unconscious mind is only a 7-year-old child who doesn't know better, who is simply going off of the information they were told, we can handle that differently. So again, my challenge to you, as every day, if money wasn't a factor, if money and finances were not a question, what would you do with your life? What would you do that brings you joy and happiness and fulfillment? What is your purpose in life? And what is preventing you from doing that now? And I just want you to bring awareness to that for the rest of the day. Just keep it in the back of your mind. Chew on it. Let it marinate, as I like to say. What's holding you back? And maybe talk to some of your friends. Say, hey, if money wasn't a factor, I would be doing this. And see what their reactions are. Because perception is projection. If you don't say what you want to do with confidence, the other person is going to come back with, no, that's a bad idea. We will get into perception as projection tomorrow as we review, if you will, or reflect on today. So today, what would you do? What is your life's purpose? And what's preventing you from doing that now? And hold on to that for today. And see what's up. Share that idea with your friends, with your circle of influence, with your family. And see how they react, see what they say. Just hold on to it. With that, let's do a little bit more breath work, just to really center ourselves and really think about it, because I know I have the feeling that there are a few of you out there that are like, what the fuck? What is holding me back? Why aren't I doing this? What is happening right now? So let's just take a few moments to go into 4-4 breathing, 6-6, and 8-8. If you are able to do 8-8, amazing. If you are able to do 6-6, perfect. If you just want to stay in relaxing 4-4, 100%. 5, 6, 7, 8. In 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Out 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. If you find your mind gently wandering and taking over by thoughts, that's okay. Acknowledge them. Show them gratitude. And just bring your awareness back to your breath. Allow the music to take you to your place of Zen. ready, open your eyes. So how are you feeling? Let's do a check-in. How are you feeling on this Monday part 2 after we have maybe drawn attention to something that is now empowering? Do you feel ready to start the day? Do you feel empowered? Do you feel strong? Do you feel that with the right guided meditation you will be able to take the day on with great resolve? I apologize, that was very rude. So, before we get into our final morning meditation, as always, I want to thank you for joining me today. Thank you for actively choosing to hang out with me instead of listening to the news, listening to the financials, listening to all the negativity in the world. Thank you for choosing to spend time with me this morning. And even if you are watching this on a VOD, thank you for actively choosing to spend this time on yourself. Self-care is the most important care. And if what we talked about this morning might have spurred some questions on you, it might have spurred some, hey, I want to know more about this and how this works, maybe come hang out for some Diablo and chill later on today. I will be streaming some video games and just having conversation. I always found that great conversations come from the most relaxed situations. And so Diablo and chill is just that. It's me playing Diablo and you hanging out and asking questions and getting honest answers while I climb the Diablo 2 ladder. Or you can just come hang out and listen. Diablo! Good morning, the great Gazoo. Oh, great Gazoo, what do? I start meditating. Good morning, Gazoo. How are you this fine day? And again, thank you for joining me this morning. So yeah, later on today, I believe I'm going to be starting around 1. Come out, hang out for the conversation. If you want to lurk, that's cool too. It's fun. Good call. Let's do some meditation. So, with all of that being said, I invite you now to get yourself comfortable. Find that spot that you will not be disrupted for the next 10 or 15 minutes or so. Grab that last mouthful of milk, tea, juice. Grab that bite of bagel, toast, or cereal that you might be eating. Find somewhere comfortable and close your eyes. Bring your awareness to your breath. Inhaling through your nose, pausing, and then exhaling, allowing yourself to cycle out all the negative energies that you might be holding on to and replacing it with the positive energies of the day. Take in a deep breath, filling your belly, filling your chest as much as you possibly can, and hold. Allowing your breath to absorb all the negativity that you're holding on to throughout your entire body. And then sigh and let it all out. Allow your chest muscles to push that last breath out, cleansing yourself and allowing the fresh new air of the day to replace. Breathe in, hold, exhale. If you find your thoughts wandering, that's okay. Gently come back to the morning meditation. Thoughts are okay. Thoughts will come. Acknowledge them. Show them gratitude. And gently bring your awareness back to the breath. Let go of any judgment you may be holding on to. No matter how you do this meditation, it's perfect for you. And once you've found yourself calm, relaxed breathing, take one final yawn or sigh. You can fake a yawn until a natural one comes in. And then let your breathing return to its natural, normal, spontaneous rhythm. Bring your attention to the top of your head. Relax the muscles at the top, the sides, and the back of your head. Move your attention to your forehead. Soften the muscles. Soften the eyebrows, the eyes, your ears, your cheeks. Let your jaw relax. Your tongue. Your lips. Bring your attention to the throat. Allow the muscles surrounding it to relax. Soften the back of your neck. Move your attention to your shoulders and do the same. Focus on your upper arms, forearms, hands, relaxing each as you go. Relax each finger, the thumb, your index finger, the middle finger, your ring finger and pinky. Relax the palms of your hands. Bring your awareness to your chest. Soften the muscles that make up the chest wall. Relax your belly, your lower abdomen. Move to the top of your back. Relax the muscles surrounding your shoulder blades, the middle part of your back, the lower part, all the way down to the buttocks. Relax your right thigh, the muscles around your knee, the front of your leg, your calf muscle, your right ankle, your right foot, and toes. Now relax your left thigh, the muscles around your left knee, the front of your left leg, your calf, your ankle, your left foot, and toes. Bring your attention to your whole body. Notice any sensations you may feel. Bring your gentle attention to any area that you would like to relax further. Become aware of all the contact points of your body on the floor or the chair, and allow yourself to surrender your entire physical being to this morning meditation. Mentally picture the morning sun rising. Feel its warm rays of light infusing you with beautiful yellow energy. Allow the ribbons of light to surround your body, relaxing it. Observe your breath, your calm breathing. If you find that your thoughts have taken you somewhere else, that's okay. Acknowledge them, show them gratitude, and gently come back to the breath. Feel your chest rise with each inhale. Notice the parts of the body that move. Notice your chest and abdomen as you exhale. Feel the parts of your body that move. With each breath, feel the morning energy gently waking your entire body. Notice any sensations you might feel. Breathe in, sending oxygen to your head and face. Exhale. Breathe and send life-giving air to your neck, shoulders, and chest muscles. Allow them to take in the air and get ready for the day. Breathe and send oxygen to your entire back. Allow those muscles to awaken. Breathe. Send the oxygen to your abdomen and thighs. Breathe. Send energy from your breath to the legs to power you through the day. Breathe. Allow the sun's rays to infuse you with the energy you need to begin your day. Now, allow the energy from the air you breathe and the warm rays to begin to power you up for the whole day. Breathe into your heart. Send golden energy to your heart center in gratitude for the beginning of this new day. Bring your awareness to your breath. Remain focused on your breath for the next few moments. Thoughts are okay. When you realize your thoughts have taken you elsewhere, gently come back to the breath. Slowly allow your conscious mind to become aware of the sounds in the room and the other energies of those around you. Allow yourself to become aware of the sounds of the room, the building, sounds outside. Allow your conscious mind to become aware of your physical being. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, roll your ankles, your wrists, move your shoulders. And when you are ready, open your eyes. As always, thank you for joining me this morning for Motivation, Meditation, and Coffee with Kat, and I will let the music run for a little while longer, so you can use this time for reflection, you can use it for your own meditation, you can use it as self-care. In Dungeons and Dragons, when a player uses the help action, the other player gets to roll with advantage. So let me use the help action to help you live with advantage.